What's up there, dear listener? How are we doing? It's Matt here for another YouTube exclusive video because we're here to talk about something that's been rattling my brain now for the last couple of days since they've released this massive, I would say, a spoiler. So we're going to talk about Thunderbolts. Okay, so if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, you don't want things spoilt, which I mean, in all fairness, they have thrown a spoiler and spoilers left, right, and center with this one. If anything, this is probably one of the biggest MCU spoiler movies that is hard to dodge on the old social media. But if you've managed to dodge it and you've just watched this and you're watching this right now, go away, go watch it, and then come back. Yeah, come back and watch this one. And also, what you can do is that you can listen to mine and Forrest's review, instant review, actually, instant reaction review from direct out of the cinema theatre. We watched Thunderbolts a few days ago. We've barely had any time to do this stuff together, but we did watch it and we did do like a very quick on the fly review. And that will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just exclusively on our audio platforms. So do make sure you listen to that. I'm not here to review the movie, but there is something I do want to talk about. A couple of things I want to talk about. And I've now had a few days to kind of like ruminate over Thunderbolts. And the first thing I will say is this is a good MCU movie. This is a great MCU movie. I say that with an upper inflection because I'm still trying to decide whether it's great. And I feel like I do. It's one of those ones where I'm like, I think I need to see this again, but in the cinema, because there are bits to it where it's like, this is really fresh. This is really cool. I think the way that they put together the whole narrative, the way that they represented the Void, I think the way that they kind of had that kind of mental health awareness were threaded within the narrative and done that through quite successful ways, I'd say, on the most part. I mean, Forrest did say in the review, if you listen to it, he was talking about he always thought it was a bit on the nose, particular moments towards the end, and a bit too kind of like, this is about mental health. But I think for me, ultimately, it was going to feel like that anyway, because it's a very tricky thing to do, particularly in a superhero action movie. But I like the representation, but nevertheless, it was a great movie. The characters were brilliant. They really delivered in all kind of cylinders. I would have liked to have got a little bit more. Here I am talking about my thoughts. I'm almost reviewing it. But I would have liked to have got a little bit more from each of the characters. But it's difficult when you've got a team-up movie like that. But Marvel do team-up movies, generally speaking, really well. And they did this really, really well. And it didn't surprise me that asterisk that's been in the Thunderbolts marketing through, the inception of it being kind of like thrown in. It had loads of different logos. I think it's had like 4 or 5 different logos. And then that asterisk came in and we're like, oh, this is okay. This is a front for a different name. And and it was. I mean, throughout the movie, they were threading through this lens of, oh, this is the Avengers. This is the New Avengers. Oh, we're in Stark Towers now. Oh, Valentina's having a drink, just like the old Mr. Stark man did. Oh, okay, good, great. Oh, we're coming up the lift, just like the Avengers did. They literally replicated the shot. Like, it was all in there. And we all kind of felt, I say all, I mean, I felt that was, okay, we're getting to this at the end. There's going to be a reveal at the end. And then Valentina at the end kind of then trapping them to this press conference and then saying, yep, this is the New Avengers. And there we go. We've birthed the New Avengers. A big reveal, a good reveal in the movie. But what they've done is that they've used this as a marketing tool. And I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly. Because did they need to do that? Did they need to do it? Like, because I mean, I think the movie it holds up in its own right more so than Captain America: Brave New World. Like, it has even, I think it has way more pull. The narrative is way stronger. But like, they've gone as a marketing ploy to go, no, let's push this movie even further. Let's actually change the actual name of the movie title to The New Avengers. And they've literally done that. They've done it. It's changed. It's got, like, you look at all the promotion material, everything that's kind of coming out right now. It is all The New Avengers. Thunderbolts is gone. The name's gone. And that's a big reveal. That's a spoiler. And there's people that haven't seen the movie yet. It hasn't even been out a week. Literally a few days after its release, they literally ripped that paper, and there's a video of the actors and revealing the poster and just ripping it out. There's a video of Sebastian Stan swapping over billboards and posters to the New Avengers. It's all become now a marketing ploy, and as successful I can only imagine that it currently is, it's always being placed in a position to get more people to go to the cinema to go and see this movie. Now, I don't doubt for a second that that's not going to, you know, not have some sort of effect to the box office numbers. It must do, but do we think it's going to be big enough? Do we think that's going to be enough for them to make this a big top tier box office hit? I don't think it will. Thunderbolts came out on the 1st, okay, in the UK. I know the first. So that's literally a week ago. Now, they had all the opening weekend box office numbers that came through. The budget of the Thunderbolts was 180 million. Now, the domestic opening weekend was estimated around about 76 million. International opening around 86 million, which then totals that at 162 million in its first opening weekend. Now, it's going to do relatively well, but it's still not necessarily at the high end of the MCU box office hit. So I'm just really interested why they decided to do that, because unfortunately there's a lot of people that have been contacting us as well and gone, oh god, no, don't ruin it and stuff. And I totally empathize, and actually, in all fairness, sorry about that. I just get really excited about things, but like when we post things, we try and keep things as spoiler free as possible, but it's hard not to, because they've literally changed the title of the movie. So, like, for instance, the title of this video is not Thunderbolts, it's The New Avengers, right? So it's ruined something for a lot of people that maybe hadn't had the time so far to go and see the movie, and it is a very obvious thing that's threaded through the narrative in the movie. So when you're going in to watch it now, you're going to know that at the end of it, they're going to be called the New Avengers. So is that kind of like you're going in with that marketing tool with the hopes of bringing more people into the cinema by giving them a massive spoiler? What? Is it weird? That's weird, right? It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird choice. But it was a good it's a good movie. It is a good movie, and it's really exciting. And again, particularly if you're kind of looking at the end credit sequences, it works. I mean, we go 14 months into the future, right? And we've got mid credit sequence with Red Guardian about the cereal box thing. Really funny, nice and quick and quirky. But then we go 14 months into the future of the end credit sequence, where we see the New Avengers in their new outfits, all very much kind of, we've got like Bucky's red star is back there. It's very kind of like a New Avengers comic outfit that he's wearing. We've got the beret, the military beret. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Hat on John Walker, and it looks great. And that's all very much kind of like thrown into from a comic standpoint. Yeah, I mean, there's all of these things that there, and they're all there, and it's all very kind of like, oh yeah, this feels like Avengery. And then all of a sudden, they're talking about the space problem. They're also talking about copyright issues with Sam Wilson, who is establishing the Avengers as well. And there's this whole issue where we've got potentially a Civil War 2 situation. Part of my thinking around that is are they... I hope they don't, because they could potentially throw away the whole point of Secret Wars. But what they could do is that they could kind of like throw in like a mini Civil War into post Secret Wars with Captain America. So there'll be a Captain America Civil War 2. I mean, I'm not going to go deep into that, but my instinct is that they're probably going about that. But the thing is, it doesn't just have to be the New Avengers. It doesn't have to be New Avengers versus the OG Avengers. It could be the New Avengers versus the OG Avengers versus the Dark Avengers. I want my Moon Knight back. I'm sorry. I want my Moon Knight back. I want the Young Avengers in there as well. So there's potentially 4 kind of like groups that you could kind of play with that. But nevertheless, the end credit sequence, we see a ship fly through space at a rapid pace. It zooms in on the screen. The ship turns, and then you see that 4, that blue 4 with that beautiful blue 4, the beautiful aesthetic. We can only assume that the Fantastic Four have arrived 14 months into the future of our 616 MCU Marvel Earth to start the Doomsday process. Now, I hope Doomsday starts like that, but we do also have potential of seeing other kind of like threads around that, because the other thing is that before I talk about Fantastic Four, I'm so intrigued about those 14 months. Like, what happens in those 14 months? And Sam Wilson's establishing a New Avengers. Okay, cool, great. We didn't really get that sense in Captain America: Brave New World, as much as it was kind of like, oh, no, but it wasn't really doubled down, and we didn't get any flipping Avengers. Nobody was, other than Bucky for 30 seconds in Captain America: Brave New World. There was no other Avenger there. So I want to know what happens in between those 14 months. And I think that's a bit of, if they're just going to leave that and go, oh yeah, 14 months, jump straight, come on. Time is so important right now in the MCU. What is going on in those 14 months? That's what I want to know. But Fantastic Four, it starts as a mean to kind of, I can only imagine the Fantastic Four, what we see in the ending of the New Avengers is the ending of Fantastic Four, if you get me, right? So we will jump back to present time, but it will take, I can only imagine, 14 months. We might have 14 months in this new Earth with Fantastic Four, learning about those characters, obviously, but they're well established in their world already. But we get the threat, we get the Galactus threat, we get Silver Surfer within there, them trying to come through new portals and dimensions. It fails and fails and fails until the very last moment. Undoubtedly, we're going to see Fantastic Four's Earth get destroyed, get absolutely smashed to pieces. Galactus is going to smash it all, right? Or somebody else, who knows, right? But it could be Doomsday, right? That's the other thing. I mean, Forrest thinks there's got to be a big kind of Doomsday plot within Fantastic Four as well. Do you know what I would like to see from that end credit sequence is that's how Doomsday starts. So we literally pick up from where we left off from Thunderbolts New Avengers, and we see the craft come through. Oh, okay, oh, fantastic. Oh. And then a second unidentified object comes through, Yelena's screen, right? And it's Doom. Here he comes, right? Could you imagine? So he's chasing them. So there's like a chase. We're going into Doomsday straight into a fight sequence, straight into something that's majorly threatening. We're not just going, oh, softly. Here's a new character. Here's this character. What are you doing? But update. Expedition. No, let's go. Fantastic Four, whoosh, straight down to Earth. New Avengers turn up. Who are you? What are you doing? We need to go now, says Fantastic Four. Reed Richards is like, somebody's coming. Unidentified object. Doom. Pow. Fight sequence turns out immediately. And then Sam Wilson can turn up as the Avengers with his, OG Avengers. They all come back. We start immediately with a battle. How flipping cool would that be if Doomsday starts with a huge battle? Because we need that. I want that. Don't we want that? I mean, I want that. But those are just kind of like just immediate kind of like thoughts that I've had over the last few days. I'm not sure about this marketing ploy with MCU changing the name. I don't think that's fair on the people that have not seen the movie yet. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? If you like the idea of the name change, if you like the idea of the theory that I've just given, how Doomsday should start, give us a comment down below. Give us an email at gmail@don'tbeaheropodcast@gmail.com. This is an old logo, but this banner has barely been used, right? And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to put myself up here now. So this is a new little backdrop I've got now, situation. Got a wrestling title here. It's the old World Heavyweight title, the best one. And then the signed Endgame poster up there. But yeah, I mean, tell us your thoughts. I hope you have a great day, whatever you're doing right now. Listen to our instant reaction review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We did that this week. That will go live soon. And this is our YouTube exclusive video as well. The other thing is, I will say, we've got a brilliant interview podcast that's coming out in a couple of weeks' time with the tech master, Nikolai. He's an absolute dude. He is building an Iron Man suit. A real one. A real Iron Man suit. No joke. All right. So I'll check you later, dear listener. You have a good day. Bye-bye now.